Now I would like to begin my short Dhamma talk on concentration. This talk generally is to give some overviews on important matters that we experience in meditation. So today's topic on concentration is one of the developments we do in meditation, and I try my best to give you some examples and things to know on concentration. What do you understand with the word concentration? It sounds like our attention stays or remains with one particular mental or physical thing without moving its direction. Right? The Pali word for concentration is Samadhi. It means your mind remains here in the framework of the body, in this body and mind, without going into anything outside of our mind and body. Suppose we close our eyes and try meditating, but we think our mind always goes to the supermarket. Our mind goes to somewhere in the world where you went to a beautiful place and you remember all these things. So this is an example. So here, do we have concentration? Our mind is not concentrated. If the mind is concentrated, it should think what we need to think right now. But it goes somewhere. We are physically here, but mentally somewhere else. That's called lack of concentration. Then we know what concentration is. Samadhi is. Concentration is the mind sustained here with the breathing, with the loving kindness, and mind is in tune with the physical sensation. You are fully here, living in the body and mind. That's called concentration. We can find wrong concentration and we can find right concentration. What we need is right concentration. Concentration that brings wholesome energy is to be practiced in meditation. What is wrong concentration? The concentration that gives us negative results. The concentration that develops greed, hatred, ignorance. Concentration that gives us negative energies are called wrong concentration. Example. A robber is planning to steal something. A person is planning to steal and break the house and steal valuable things. This man has a negative intention which is harmful to himself morally, ethically, even legally. If he is caught, he will be in jail, he will be fined. And it is harmful for the house owner, the owner of all these valuable things. This person is concentrated for the job to be done. He knows when people go out, and he knows when the neighbors go out. He knows, and he's fully concentrated on each and every action of the robbery. He walks slowly. Suppose this man enters to the house in the middle of the night while the children and everybody sleep. So he walks slowly, mindfully, and take things slowly, mindfully, go out of the house mindfully. That's concentration. When there is mindfulness which is wrong to the subject he does, he is fully concentrated. But it is wrong concentration. Suppose you are trying to kill a deer. So time is coming soon, right? I think it's in November. People are allowed to kill deer because in order to control the population. I think you are aware of that, right? There are 2 weeks time that the city gives permission for hunting. As I know, it's in November. So we are aiming at the deer. Suppose there are a couple of, and we aim what? One of them to kill. So you are fully concentrated with the aim. That is wrong concentration, because that concentration brings somebody pain, suffering. Suppose you are concentrated on something negative. I always say this example to many people, that you like a scene in a movie and you are fully concentrated. This could be a fight between two parties. You like one party and you always wish to win that party, right? So that concentration does not develop the right mindfulness, right concentration we develop in meditation. Right concentration always develops or support loving kindness, wisdom, mindfulness, all these wonderful qualities in human life. Right concentration develops patience. Suppose somebody comes and verbally abuse you for no reason. In a general way, we of course, why are you saying this? I don't know. What happened to you? Are you crazy? These are some of the things we say, right? But believe me that if you develop right mindfulness, right concentration, and you are fully aware of this life exactly as it is, you are not going to react immediately. You may listen carefully. If you learn the meditation into higher extent with concentration levels, you may understand they are only words. Actually, they are only words, heated or generated by his own greed, hatred, and so forth. So you may say to yourself that, why should I take this? I know that I didn't do anything wrong. If you didn't do anything wrong, you know that you are perfectly okay. So you perceive that these are only words and I you have a block, you have a shield, such as compassion. Compassion, kindness, mindfulness, these are some of the layers of your protection. So you are not taking all these abusive words into your mind, and this is the results of meditation. If you do meditation exactly as it is every day, including practicing concentration, you could have that ability. One monk from the Buddha's time, and his name is Venerable Sariputta, so famous among even other religious people, that this monk is so patient, he is so kind, he is not disturbed by anything at all. That type of concentration he has. So this reputation was everywhere in that society. So a group of people in the evening time was talking about this ability, super ability of this monk. There was one person in that group, and he told that, I don't believe you. How could a person has such a patience, kindness, mindfulness, concentration? I don't believe. I know that everybody is upset, become unrest at situations. I will show you that this particular monk is not such a patient one. So then there is a bet. So this person, so Venerable Sariputta is coming with an arm ball. He was on his arms round. So monks in many forest monasteries, especially in old days, collected their food, going from house to house, because they were mendicants. They let go of family life. They don't have any possessions except the robes, the begging bowl, and couple of clothes. So they were like that. So Venerable Sariputta was on his arms round, and he saw that Venerable Sariputta is passing by. So he told his friends, okay, I will tell you that this monk is not such a patient one. So he went behind and gave a big blow to Venerable Sariputta's right side of his face. You know what? Venerable Sariputta did not look back. How about if somebody come behind you and hit you? You automatically look at who hit me. But Venerable Sariputta did not pay any attention. He continued walking. Then this man was so upset, and he ran and behind Venerable Sariputta turned. He went in front and said, Venerable Sariputta, please forgive me. Why are you asking forgiveness from me? I am the one who hit you now. Ah, is that you? It's okay. Stand up. He kneeled down and asked forgiveness, because he felt so bad, because this monk even did not look at this person just after hitting. No, it's okay. I don't care who hit it, so I gave you. No, Venerable Sariputta, I accept your words on forgiveness if you come to my house and accept my food. Please go with me to my house. Then Venerable Sariputta, okay, I will come with you. So I want to tell you one thing here. Venerable Sariputta was an enlightened person. when you attain to enlightenment, friends, you do not have any expectation of this physical body. Even there is an injury, you have physical pain, but there is no mental suffering over that. You completely pull out the greed, attachment, craving, desire, expectation, hopes of yourself and anything else in the world. That's kind of definitions for enlightenment. Only you have compassion, kindness, 100% mindfulness, concentration, wisdom. So this is the case for Venerable Sariputta not to react to that incident. It doesn't mean that you do not feel pain. Of course you feel physical pain, but you do not hit in return. You do not say abusive words for somebody who abused you. You do not harbor anger, ill will over any justifiable reasons. Suppose this man behind hit so hard. In a normal situation, you should do the same thing. If people do that, some people don't do that. Ask only reason, why did you do this? But Arahants, the enlightened ones, never do that. So Venerable Sariputta and this man went to the house to take lunch. Meanwhile, the friends and other people around was looking at this incident because there was a bed. So these people spread the message that this particular man hit Venerable Sariputta, and everybody who loves Venerable Sariputta very much took, woods and anything they could get and came to this man's house to revenge, because you hit our saint Venerable Sariputta. We should take revenge. Then Venerable Sariputta finished meal and he heard some sounds outside of his house. Then he realized that everybody gathered around to punish this man for doing that. Then Venerable Sariputta thought that if I go along leaving this man in his house, he will be in danger. So he gave the empty ball to that man and asked him to follow. Then when Venerable Sariputta and this man came to the gate, the people around with clothes and woods and stones in their hands said that, we have something to solve with this man, Venerable Sir. Leave him for us, you may go. Then Venerable Sariputta turned to one man who was talking and said that, who hit to whom? Then people said that, this man hit you, Venerable Sir. In that case, why do you worry about? It's me who should punish him. So I will take care of. You may go for your own duties. Right? So this is how Arahants react to things. That is because of concentration. If you develop concentration fully, you may do your daily activities without any problems. Let me ask you a question. When you go to have a shower, when you go to the bathtub and you are having your shower, what do you usually think? Think about cooking, right? No? If you are not thinking about cooking, think about your jobs. Maybe you think about your friends, occasions you had, beautiful occasions. Maybe you plan ahead many things. That is not the concentration we should have when you have the shower. You must be fully aware of the water, the sensation you have, the hot bath, like the smell of the shops or the detergent or whatever. So you must live there mentally. That's called concentration on having a bath. What about the concentration in tasting? When you eat, you must live somewhere around with the plate, with the food you eat, with the tea you taste. That's called perfect concentration. It's so difficult, friends, to develop this. I know, I easily can talk about it. I know it, but it's really difficult. Suppose we happen to read what we like to read, then we are fully concentrated on it. Right? So during the guided meditation, we train to be concentrated, right? Our mind always travel, wander, like a monkey is scratching back and head and jumping from one branch to the other, looking aside and forward, backward. Mind is always busy with pictures we saw, the sounds we heard, the taste we had, the smell. So mind is always behind sensory experiences. So we train into our capacities to concentrate. So the breath is one of the good object to practice concentration. I always suggest people to be concentrated on breath at least 1 or 2 minutes of every hour. This is more practical if you work in office, in front of a computer or without a computer. Just close your eyes for 2-3 minutes in every hour and watch your breath. This so slowly teaches you the concept of concentration. When you go to toilet, one of the good places to be concentrated. Be mindful about what you are doing. If you are totally attentive to the act you do without any break, that's called concentration. Suppose you are in the toilet for 5 minutes and you are mindful about sitting on the commode and you are mindful about everything you do. You are not thinking about the tap, you are not thinking about the tub, you are not thinking about anything, any sounds from your children, husband. You are fully concentrated on your physical body, on the things you do for that 5 minutes. That's called concentration. Sit down on the center of the bathtub and water falls on top of your head. Close your eyes. Now you feel the water slowly down and soothing, calming physical sensation. So be aware of that concentration. So that's concentration. I'm not saying that this is spiritual concentration. It becomes spiritual when you develop loving kindness, compassion, and more wisdom with that. That's how we make the concentration from normal to spiritual. But this abstract or general practice on concentration with activities teaches you to be like that. How many of you go to work by bus? Sometimes we go, right? Not necessarily for work, but we take the bus. What do you usually do in the bus? Just listen to music, right? Sometime with the ear. Or I suggest you to close your eyes for 5 minutes. Don't sleep. But listen to the sound of the bus, change sounds of the people talk and horns, then the bass sound is the sound of the bass. So pay attention to the sound. Your concept, the subject of concentration is sound, only sound. Don't go into details. This is a man sound, this is a women sound, this is so and so. Don't do that. Just only sound for 5 minutes. We have so many things in our life, in our house, to practice concentration. Okay, we come to the important part of the topic in 30 seconds. In meditation, we practice concentration, and by looking at the breath, by looking at the body parts, we tend to take the scattered mind into the body, into the mind, into the very subject called breathing. Then we train our unrestrained mind to be restrained on that. That's how we practice concentration. We become kind and compassionate with that. We love ourselves. That's why we need this body and mind to stay with, connected. So that's how concentration led all these spiritual qualities to enhance, develop, and grow. So I have so many things to talk about with the subject of concentration, but I stop here. So think about concentration, Samadhi. So now we are going to read the words of loving kindness as the last thing of today's meditation. So when you read the Buddha's words on loving kindness, determine yourself to have it. It's so peaceful. When you talk, when you do things, when you see people, have this essence in your heart. This is what should be done by one who's skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety. May all beings be at ease, whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born. May all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for coming. Wish you all the best for your practice. May you have a happy week. Thank you.